about heckin' time I record this tutorial. I've only been saying I was gonna do it for months. So many of you said that I've inspired you to make your own cyber costumes. That's insane! Dude, that's insane! Thank you! So, I decided that instead of just answering a million DMs with the same stuff, I could just make a tutorial on how to make it, right? I'll just make a tutorial. So I'm making a tutorial on how to make the almost entire cyber cosplay stuff. Let's get on to business. Okay, so I'm just gonna start where I started. So a lot of you asked about the fabric I used to make it. And for Nico, that one right there, I used pleather from Joann's. And I got some of this right here. It's nice and shiny. It doesn't have any stretch to it, but it has like a nice, it's nice and sturdy. So it's really good for the skirt because, did you hear my voice crack? So it's really good for the skirt because the skirt's all pleated and you can't iron it. So it holds pleats really nicely. And for Cyber Nozomi, which is the one my mom wore, my mom's so cool. My mom cosplayed with me. I didn't even ask her to. For Cyber Nozomi, I couldn't find any purple pleather anywhere. I scoured the internet. Oh my god. I used stretch vinyl from spandexworld.com, and it's this stuff. It's a little bit shinier than the pleather is, and it has a stretch to it. So this is really good for the top. If you can find like pleather and this stuff in the same color, you're gonna have a good cosplay. Because this is better for the top because it's stretchier, so it's more comfortable. And it just makes it, I just prefer this for the top, but the pleather for the skirt. So pick your poison. For the skirt, the stretch vinyl will be more, I don't know how to explain it. It like doesn't hold a pleat as well because it's so flexible. It doesn't have like a lot of structure. Like, look at this. Look at that. See? It's like, it's just spandex with vinyl on it. And this stuff is like, it's stiff. So that holds it better. I think at Joann's they only have red, pink, black, and white, and silver pleather. I think that's the only colors they have there. Unless there's like the Yaya Han fabrics. I think she has some more colors. I think she has yellow and red. I'm not sure. But if you can't find anything else, I recommend spandexworld.com. Their stretch vinyl, it's super nice. So onto the patterns. I used this for, you can't see it, for the top pattern. It's 1426 by Simplicity. If you can see it, I'm gonna block that light. It's like a bra thing. I used that for the top part of the top, and I used this one for the bottom part, like the underbust. This is 3618 by Simplicity. I used the underbust corset thing and like cut off the sleeves part. Oh, I'll show the video. Here's the video on how I did that and made them go together. So if that made any sense. Also, I got this pattern for Christmas last year, you know, after I made both of the tops. And it has a really nice underbust thing going on. That thing, that, I haven't tried that for a cyber cosplay yet, but it would definitely work because it's a nice underbust and it goes right down to your waist. This is DO503 by Simplicity. Yeah. So that's patterns. And for the skirt, I didn't really use a pattern. I did a 10-inch box pleat. That's really big. Wait, would it be 10 inches or 5 inches? I think it's 5 inches. I don't know. I just did whatever worked. Yeah, a 5-inch box pleat. And I kind of just, like, tested out the measurements until it fit my waist. I'm really bad with pleats and all that math stuff. So if you can figure it out, good for you. I couldn't. So I kind of just wung it with the pleating. But it worked. It came out good. If you're using the stretch vinyl for the top, I highly recommend adding boning to the underbust part because these tops should be skin tight and the stretch vinyl tends to roll. So I recommend putting in boning. For the lettering on the top, I used these, where is it? I used these strips of rhinestones. They're self-adhesive. Oh, it's so pretty. Look how pretty they are. I put rhinestones all over these things. Oh my god, they're everywhere. I'm still finding them around my house because they keep falling off. But yeah, I used these sheets of rhinestones. You just like, you can see I cut them. You just cut the strips into whatever size you want. And I did like two. I did like a row of 2 things, if you can see that. That's like the ideal letter size for me. If you want to make yours bigger or smaller, go ahead. I can't stop you. But that's what I used. And I would recommend hot gluing them on because these started to come off because we were sweating so much. At least hot glue like the ends of them down so they don't like pop up. Especially if you have big boobs. That was a problem. And for the little star thing, that thing, I tested out like a bunch of different acrylic paints to see which one wouldn't scratch off of the pleather. Because pleather is a non-porous fabric, so anything that's also non-porous will just scratch off. So I tested out a bunch of different acrylic paints that I had. This, where is it? This is the only brand that didn't scratch off. So I bought a bunch of different colors in this. I don't even know what brand this is. Craft Essentials. It looks like that. I got them at Joann's. I got like everything at Joann's and eBay. And since the top is black, I painted all of them white first and then just painted the color over. So that was pretty simple. It's easier though if you have a dress form to put it on because it like, you know, get the shape of your boob. And if you don't have a dress form, you can put it on your knee or get someone else to paint it on you. For the lines on the top, I literally just used Sharpie because I tested out a bunch of different paints, all acrylics again, they all scratched off, and I didn't have enough black ribbon, and I don't trust myself with sewing on ribbon because I'm a disaster. And I just like how this looks better, so I used a black Sharpie and just drew them on. You just have to really take your time and make sure you're drawing like straight on the line. I drew mine right on the seams to make them more invisible. Onto the triangles for the skirt. Those things, can you see it? Yeah, you can see it, okay. Those triangle things. I tried painting them on, but when the lights shone through it, you could see all the brush strokes. So I ended up buying this, oh, it's buried under all the patterns. This like shiny spandex fabric. I use spandex because it doesn't fray like at all. If you're not using pleather, if you're using a fabric that you can iron on, then I would recommend using like those vinyl transfer things. They're like holographic, they're really cool. I wanted to use those, but you can't iron pleather because it's pleather. This was definitely the most stressful part because I cut out all these little triangles and sewed them on. Each individual triangle onto the 9 feet of fabric. That was fun. Hi, Mom!
You done recording?
No, not at all!
Okay.
Mom, say hi!
Hi!
Hi! I'm gonna assume they said hi! Gotta say hi to my mom. What?
Hi!
She said hi. Mom says hi. So you definitely need patience to sew all those on. I mean, if you want to hot glue them on, go ahead. I just sewed them on because it looks nice. Like, if you just take the time to sew each individual triangle on, it looks really good in the end. And also, when you're cutting out all the little triangles, make sure you cut out like a variety of different sizes, because if they're all the same size, they don't look as random as they do. And the skirt kind of does like a gradient thing, like there's more triangles at the bottom of the skirt than at the top. So if you put the larger triangles on the bottom and the smaller ones at the top, it makes it look more natural and gradient, you know? Yeah. So that's how I did the triangles, which a lot of people asked about, so I hope that was sufficient information.